This is NVDA on the 5-minute time frame. I'm going to give you price targets for Monday. We ended the week at $126.57, down 3.22%. To the north side from where we are takes us to resistance and a potential take profit area, 129.27. Above that, at 2 standard deviations and another level of resistance, 135.71. 139.03, and roughly 142.30. To the south side, at -2 standard deviations, which lines up with a gap that begins at roughly 122.57. It closes out at roughly 120.92. -3 standard deviations and another level of support and another potential buy-in area, 119.35. This gap forms and closes out at roughly 116.49, and -4 standard deviations is 116.01. And looking left, the gap that I mentioned here, we gapped up, so I anticipate it to fill to the downside, did. I'll clean up my chart, and it touched right there on Friday. So this is no longer a threat to our account to the south side. I will delete that. And that took us down to 125.74. And then we fell some more to support. The bot triggered, ran up to resistance. The bot triggered again at sell. Obviously, if you turn on the bot, it will give you more buy and sell signals to help you get in and out. And you can just see where it lines up where I like to play at -2, -3, or -4 standard deviations, which are clear sell signals. And then we have other gaps to the south side to worry about, but right now we are not there, not in the zone, not in the channel just yet. However, keep in mind, we are going down on the 5-minute time frame, and this one could definitely fill, if we continue the path, that could definitely fill on Monday and even into Tuesday. RSI turning up, and I want to show you the daily time frame. This will give you different buy and sell signals. Gets to be a mess because the lines change. Oh, I don't know. This is very messy. 126. Oh, it's down here. This up here is before the split. So we're down here at 126.57 right there. So on the daily, we are right here. We are past 2 standard deviations, which is resistance. See, we went up, and now I'm going to anticipate we hit this level because what goes up must come down. But if we go down, that will take out this gap. And then the potential next target, which I don't think we're going to get there anytime soon, but that's on the daily, 98.77, which would take out this long-term gap. But again, we're not there, not in the channel, not in the zone, just something to be aware of. Back to the 5-minute. Let me reset this. Oops. Option R. And what I'm going to go over next will be this runner, GILD Sciences, and I'm tracking 234 tickers within Vanguard's total stock market index. So for this one, we ended at $70.67, just basically at the middle of the trend where price always goes to get to the downside, or if you're at the down here to the upside. This is basically what I consider the resting place. All right, to the north side. Excuse me. Still got that terrible cough, although I don't feel sick. All right, 73.81 is another level of resistance. This gap takes us, well, here, just a second. This will take us to 75.32. This gap closes out at 75.87. and then 76.86, and the gap closes out at 77.39. Up here is resistance. If we touch those areas, I will anticipate a pullback. People will take their profits and they will run, they will lock in, and they will leave. And then the price will go down to possibly go back up again. But to the south side of this, a gap closes out at 68.73, 67.87, 66.36. This gap lines up with 64.84, another level of support. I will anticipate a buy-in and as well a buy-in here when we close this out. This will definitely act as support. That's taking us down to 63.12. RSI already falling short. We've already hit an overextended area, so this could definitely close out on Monday, but we'll have to wait and see. We are in an upward path on the 5-minute time frame. And the other ticker I want to go and check out is AVGO. This is at the bottom of my list. I've tracked this one previously, so let me give you some details here. We ended at 1658.63, down 4.38%. To the north side takes us to, let me move this right over here. And let me fix that. All right, to the north side, back at resistance and a potential take profit area. You can see when we hit resistance, it's all triggered the sell, the sell bot. 1683.91, this gap forms at 1713.63. Then the target after that, 1721.25. The gap closes out at 1729.90. 1743.18. And I do not anticipate this to get to 4 standard deviations in one day, but that would be 1764.19. I should just remove this upper channel. It's not realistic, but that'll give you a look possibly into the future going down if we continue our path. All right, 1642.55, another level of support and a potential buy-in area, also at 1623.35 and 1603.29. RSI is oversold. I will anticipate a correction, and we could possibly hit this line and then start to bounce. And let me show you this on the daily time frame because I've tracked this previously. So we are right here. We are overextended past 2 standard deviations. These are the gaps I just talked about. So on the daily, the next target up would be 1714 roughly, and then that would be 1803.65. The 1-year price target is 1875.38, which represents a 13% return from where we are. And to the south side, this gap here, this little bugger, and the middle of the trend would take us to roughly 1454.71. The last time I looked at it, this was at 1657.64, so we're still close. But back in March, we were at 1308.72, so that's a huge jump. See all the sell signals up at this line. If we're down here and from up here, this turns into support, so that triggers the buy. I like to play closer to lines because those are clear buy and sell signals, and then it's a longer swing trade to get to those areas as well. All right, that does it for me. That is a look at AVGO, Gilead Sciences, and NVDA. Have a great trading day.